Hey
Uh,
guys! Woo! We're live, Ron. Guys, if you are watching, I have a real life comedian, my favorite comedian,
oh,
Ron Hortman, with me
stop it.
today. Yes, this is so cool. I'm like sitting here with a celebrity. I watched your comedy special not too long ago.
You are too
Do you know what
kind.
I'm talking about? The
Yes,
one I
I do.
rented on Prime? Yes.
Yes, you are too kind. Oh,
Guess
I,
what my
I,
favorite joke is?
what is it?
No, you have to guess.
Uh, wow. Wow.
You can't think of it, can you? It's okay.
No,
Are you
no.
going to
What?
try or do you want me to just to tell you?
Just tell me.
Okay. It's when you talk about like how you sit your kids in front of like the Bible on CD and then you turn it off right before yes, it's what is it? It's when
Okay.
is it Isaac goes up to the
Abraham.
mountain with Abraham
Yes,
and
Abraham
then
and Isaac.
yeah, and then right before the lamb in the woods you just turn it off.
Yeah.
Is your foundation a nonprofit?
It is.
Okay,
So
good because I
everything's
just put.
tax deductible. Yep.
Okay.
501(c).
Oh, cool. I actually
Yep.
am a director of a 501(c). Very cool.
Really?
Okay, guys. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about America's favorite teacher because that's why Ron is like my showstopper. He's like my secret um, surprise. Nobody knew that I was friends with an awesome comedian, but but first, Ron, I want to hear about your nonprofit because it's Healing with Humor Foundation. Will you please tell us like a little bit about that?
Thank you so much. Healing with Humor Foundation is a nonprofit set up to help families and people dealing with sickle cell anemia. It's a community that's underserved, and when they're babies, they're treated very, very well. But once they hit adults, they're treated like drug addicts. And I have my oldest and my youngest have sickle cell anemia. That's why it's very dear to my heart. And people don't know about it. It's just a disease that people really don't know about, and it's primarily in the black community. Uh, some people from the Mediterranean area. When you were so I have what's called a trait. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it, but I'm a carrier of it.
Yep.
But the trait helps your body fight malaria.
Yep.
So but when two people with the trait, they give that gene to each gene to one of the each parent gives one of the genes to a
Right.
kid, then the kid has the disease, and
Mm-hmm.
your body overcompensates. Very painful. A lot goes into it. I love to educate people about it. Um, but like that's what I deal with on a daily basis. And like my daughter who went who has sickle. Look, my family's. I'm sorry, my house is so loud
Oh, it's okay.
at all times.
It's because life is
But
happening, which is great.
at all times, there's
Yeah,
never. See, here we go.
it's wonderful. Same
I,
here.
I, hi, I'm. Can I talk to you later? Okay, nonstop. It's
If
always.
they want to join, just to let you know, they're
It,
more than welcome to join us.
I don't want them to join me right now.
Okay.
I was having a moment, what? But my daughter has sickle cell. My oldest and my youngest. But my daughter, she also lost her hearing.
Wow.
So you deal with things in life, and just I always tell people, think about your regular life. You got bills. You're dealing with stuff with family, and people like that. They're still dealing with everything you have to deal with, plus what they're going through with their body. So that's what I want to do. Just bring awareness, so people start having empathy, and
Yeah.
help families out. It's not just about my family. It's a whole community that's underserved. And when I tell you, I'm gonna just give you one horror story real quick. My son came home from college, and we went to the hospital, and they said he's nothing wrong with him. He's just here to get drugs. We're like, no, he has a condition. They called the police on us. They removed
Wow.
us from the hospital. The officer was so kind. He was like, man, I'm so sorry, but if you don't leave, I'm gonna have to arrest you. Just go to another hospital. We went to another hospital. He was in there for 2 weeks. So
Wow.
that's what you deal with, because people
Right.
just don't know. So if you get a chance, go to the website, take a look. I'm gonna start putting out more information about it, and I'm just glad that somebody's listening. So thank you, Miss Melody. I
Heck
appreciate it.
yeah. You know what is number one? That is such a terrible story, and I'm so sorry that has been such a part of like the process of going through this and getting your kids help. I can't even imagine. Um, the crazy part is, Ron, when I was in high school in genetics, I did a report on sickle cell anemia,
Get out of
and
here.
nope, and I remember learning that even though here it is terrible for humans, it kept people from dying of malaria. Yeah,
Yep.
like in Africa, and I mean, just like who would
Yep.
have thought, But it's very painful. I actually have had a student um, with sickle cell anemia, so she
So
lives in Kansas City. hmm I had
in
her many
Kansas,
years
okay.
ago.
So
It's
shouts
funny
out.
because yeah, shout out to Tierra. She's like, shh.
What up, Tierra?
She's probably thought me for a long time. But you know what is crazy? I do look up people that when they cross my mind, I look them up on Facebook just to see, and it looked like she was doing well. But I know
That's
that
good.
that was scary. Yeah, when we were younger. So tell me, if you don't mind, like, how did your daughter lose her hearing through this?
You know, they still don't know. They did genetic testing, and they still haven't given us an answer. So it's one of those things where you kind of try to think back, like was it something? Sometimes some doctors say it could have been medication. Uh, it could be part of the sickle cell, but
Mm,
nobody knows. We don't have any answers. And when that happened, uh, uh, uh it started gradually. She failed a hearing test at school, so she started
mm,
wearing hearing aids, and then eventually she completely lost it. She she actually went to visit my mother in Milwaukee, and she came home from that trip, and she said her hearing aids, they sounded funny. So she goes to the audiologist, they adjust them, and she's like, nah, it's still not working. To go back the next day, they do some more testing, and I'm in the car on the phone talking, and her and my wife came out. She was crying, and she said, it's not the hearing aids. They said it's me. And that's when we found out that her hearing was gone. I was mad. I was upset, like with with God almost, like why my baby going through all of this. And then, after I accepted it, and like she's stronger than us. Like, I mean, my allergies were acting up that day, so
mm-hmm.
my eyes were a little watery because of the allergies. But she was, she's strong. She's telling me she a part of the community, and she like the whole thing. So then I did what I do. I had to write a joke about it, and that's how I deal with my life and my trauma. I write about it, and
Yeah.
so like
And so,
everybody's going through something.
yeah, they really are. So, do hearing aids help her, or they don't? They're not. They can't.
She now they say that she should keep wearing them, but she won't wear them.
Okay.
She just refuses.
One
So
of my students was recently diagnosed as major hearing loss after several failed hearing tests, and so I started using a mic every day for teaching, and
see,
I loved it. It's completely changed the way that I deliver my lessons. My kids are so much more involved, and I remember the day the student the first time I put a mic on and that student turned their head at me and smiled. And it changed everything. And I have these little fake squishy microphones that I give to my kid. We sing a lot. One of our favorites is the Backstreet Boys. What is it? I'll think of it in a second. But we always talk into a microphone, but now I have a real life microphone that I get to use, that everybody uses. All of us use it. It's really cool. I wish that you could talk to my students. And if you ever want to, it would be amazing. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. And you've been to Alaska like twice, but I haven't seen you.
So when I go to Alaska, it's been on cruise ships. So I've been like, I'll be there for like a day and then I get on a ship. So this time I think I'll be there for a couple days and a couple times this year. So I'll definitely let you know ahead of time.
Yes, so that I can actually get on the cruise. You know what is so funny? We go to comedy shows all the time at this place called Chilkoot Charlie's here. It's kind of a scary club, like people can get killed there, but like that's part of the humor. That's part of the humor. They always say that. I don't know if it really happens. But it is so funny. We go to comedy shows as much as possible. That's how we survive our winter here, my husband and I. And I always sit right in the front row because I'm just waiting to be roasted. Like I want so
get
badly.
Roasted.
Yes. Hardly. I mean, really the only time like they ask me questions, but nobody ever roasts me. But also because I'm always laughing, like I'm laughing appropriately. I'm not heckling, you know? So like
they want you to enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And they have kicked people out for heckling. So I am not like a roaster. Like I roast people during karaoke, but in good fun. But I love comedy shows, and I am waiting for one day for someone just to try to give me a hard time, and I feel like that would make my life complete.
So you want to get roasted? That's what you want?
I do so bad. But I also because I want that exchange. I feel like that's when I'm operating at my best. You know what I mean? Like that quick exchange of information. And I think that I would actually like to do a comedy, a stand-up. I want to go to an open mic. I mean, my principal said I was going to do it right before I turned 45. And I was telling my principal about it. And he goes, "You're a comedian?" And I said, "I've been teaching for 20 years. What's the difference?" You know what I mean? Like I'm doing my stand-up every day. A lot of the jokes are like over their head, but Okay. Anyway, back to Healing with Humor Foundation.
Yes.
So when is your event?
We have our next event May 9th, the Saturday before Mother's Day. Tampa, Florida, if you feel like flying in. Tampa, Florida, we're bringing in a comedian by the name of Mark Gregory. He's Dick Gregory's nephew. Jen Weeks out of Jacksonville, and a Tampa legend, Johnny B., and hosted by yours truly, Rahn Hortman. It's gonna be fun. The first one I had Henry Cho. So I toured with Henry a lot, and he flew in and he did it for me. So it was amazing. So I'm excited about it.
It sounds exciting. Is this your second one?
It's the second one, and I made up my mind. We will be doing the show we'll be doing it in other cities. It don't just have to be Tampa. So if I pull up in Alaska with somebody and have a Healing with Humor Foundation show, I expect you to be there, sit in the front row and get roasted.
I will be there every single show that you have if you make it to Anchorage. I'm going to tell you something. We like to laugh in Alaska. I mean, it is literally how we survive these hard winters, laughing.
Wait, what time is it in Alaska right now?
Right now it is 6:11. It's 10:11 where you are, isn't it?
Yes. Alaska blew my mind. It was like 11 o'clock at night and it was still daylight. And mentally, I couldn't accept it. It messed me up.
It is so hard. So we just it's been like a month now where the days are getting really long. And so it is so hard to describe to people what it feels like we have 20 hours of sunlight where we live during the summer.
Wow.
But then in the winter time, we have 4 hours of sunlight, right? So it's opposite. So it's very dark. And it's almost just as hard to reconcile that it is so dark when it was so
Wow.
light. It's just such a
Yeah.
180. And I struggle, but the snow has almost melted completely in our neighborhood. Finally, we did get some snow, I think, last week, and we might have got a little today, but it's not sticking because it's too warm. And so, even though things are ugly and brown, if you can't tell, things are ugly and brown right now. However, that hopeful feeling is back. I'm like, oh my God, we have 4 more weeks of school, and in 2 weeks in May, in 1 week, you'll start seeing the little buds. And then within 2 weeks of May, everything is green. You wouldn't even know that we came out of a hard
Wow.
winter. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does everything stay green?
It stays green until August, late August, and then it starts changing in late August, early September. The last 2 falls, we've actually had a pretty decent fall. It usually, for most of our years here, it started snowing in September, but for the last couple of years, it's waited till October. So that's something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then it lasts for 7 months. Okay, Ron. So Healing with Humor Foundation. Yes, I think you should take the road on the show. Like, tell me how, like, this is a nonprofit. So do you have like a goal in mind about how much money you want to make or for your foundation?
Right now, there is no apparent goal, like no set goal. Like right now, we just want to bring awareness. That's because we're starting at the ground level. I really, one of my, I'm gonna say short-term goals is I want to develop an app. If you know somebody that does apps, I'm looking for an app developer, and I hear they can be pretty costly. So once I get the right numbers for that, that'll be our big goal to get this app put together, because I got a whole bunch of ideas with it. It'll connect a lot of people.
I do know somebody. I know
somebody's.
Really? I do.
Oh.
And also, just so you know, it's a lot easier to make apps now with ChatGPT, with AI.
So, I was looking into that, but I don't know if it does all of the particulars.
What do you want on your app?
Well, I want it may have some patient information, if they give it, but I just want to connect the people with sickle cell, and
so people can support people.
Correct, because it's so many people. There's thousands and thousands of people with this condition, and then there's a bunch of sickle cell foundations in every state, every major city. There's one, but nobody's really moving together to make, you know what I mean? So it's like a bunch of different people doing this, which is good, but I'm trying to make an impact, and I think you can only do that with numbers.
I love that. And what do you think about starting like a Facebook group, Healing with Humor Foundation, or a Facebook page?
I did. It's and it's very like I said at the beginning stage, very small. So yeah, tell your people to like it and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. That'll be great.
Drop it in the chat, and I'll drop it in the drop the Facebook page. And is it just for people with sickle cell that can join, or people that love people?
People that love people.
With sickle cell want to support.
Yeah, we want the support. Like that. That's all it is. If I hate to use this as an example, but it's the only thing that people can relate to. Like when they go get treatments, they're the same places where people are getting chemo. The same machine, same stuff. They're getting their treatments and all that. People give people with cancer empathy. They have a lot of empathy because people understand. They know somebody. Everybody's affected by it, so they're treated a different way. And I'm not saying it's better or worse, but these same people, instead, like, I wasn't gonna tell the story. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right.
Tell us.
I wasn't gonna tell you, and it's hard for me because one side of my life I'm dealing with this, and then at night I'm trying to make somebody laugh. Last week my daughter went to the hospital. She was in the hospital. She got in on Sunday, so she was there for a week. She just got out on Friday. She was in the hospital. She went to the bathroom. The nurse felt that she took a long time in the bathroom and that she looked lethargic. She called security, and 5 men came in my daughter's room and searched her room for drugs. Made her take off her socks. They made her shake her bra out looking for pills. They didn't find anything, and all they can say is that's just protocol. And so we had a big thing with the hospital. I just had a meeting yesterday with them. But that's the type of treatment that they get because of the stigma that people, when they're young and they're getting medication, all that, no, they look fine. They're just there to get high, and that's how they're treated. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in anybody else, but I know in these groups that I'm in, I see the same thing over and over again. I'm not talking 10, 20. I'm talking hundreds of people are saying the same thing over and over again. I know in Florida, they just passed a law this month, and I think goes in effect in July, that doctors and caregivers, they have to take ongoing training for patients with sickle cell because they don't know. They
Right.
just don't know. The worst thing you can hear as a sickle cell patient, you go in and you're seeing a doctor and they're drawing your blood, hooking you up, and they say, "Well, how long have you had it?"
Like, I was
You're a
born
doctor.
this way.
You're
Yeah.
a doctor. You should know that, but they just don't know.
It's called
So,
sickle cell. Like it's genetics. I learned that in high school.
and they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're dealing with the medical field, if you advocate and you speak up, they take it as a challenge, and
Mm-hmm.
then now you're a problem
Mm-hmm.
because they think they know more than us. Well, I've been dealing with it for X amount of years, and so that's why this is so dear to my heart.
Right.
This is why. This is why.
Well, you're being very kind, I think, with the words that you choose,
Yes, ma'am.
and I understand that. So I want to respect that, but I just also want you to know that I understand what's going on,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and I just want you also to know that, like, I had no idea, and I'm glad you're telling this story. It's yeah, it's awful that you guys have to go through this. Your kid is struggling health wise, and then the emotional pain and the emotional trauma on top of that is just unreal. And gosh, I don't even know what it would be. I can imagine, only because it's like your worst fear for people to hurt your kids, but that is
Yes.
exactly what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
That's exactly what it is. And
Hmm.
I'll be honest, a lot of times I didn't even like to talk about it to people
Right.
because you try to explain to somebody, you get the ignorant comments. It's just they just don't know. But then you tell a story, and you got to tell it all over again. You got to try to explain, and it's so draining. It's like I don't got time. I'm not even gonna tell. A lot of our family, they don't really even understand.
Hmm.
They just don't.
Hmm.
And but at some point, I just have to say, hey, you know, God gave you this for a reason. So if you speak up, maybe you can help somebody, and that's where we at with it.
Yeah.
And I get to do what I love and spread awareness and possibly raise some money and get some things done. And I was gonna say this too. If anybody like when I know I'm sure there's people with sickle cell in Alaska and they have so if you ever think about donating some, like when they go to the hospital, they need like heating pads, toiletries, crossword puzzles, iPods, iPad, stuff like that to help distract
Mm-hmm.
them when they're in the hospital. And a lot of these
Yeah.
people don't have people that come see them. You know,
Right.
they're there alone.
Mm-hmm.
They're there alone, and this community, sometimes we're all they have.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a difference. That's my goal. That's
Yeah.
my goal.
Okay, well, you can't see this, but I've got like I think I have allergies in my eyes. But
Allergies.
so if you're just joining us, Ron is talking about Healing with Humor Foundation, and I've dropped the link in the comments, so go to it. And some of the goals that Ron has for this is he's trying to connect people that have sickle cell together, because
Yeah.
they've got lots of groups, but they're not cohesive. And he really wants people to feel that community so they can lean on each other. And another
Yeah.
part of sickle cell is that Ron has shared that, kids are cute and they are received well in the medical community. But because this is a predominantly, I guess, what should I say, Black condition, that people are not treated well. So that he has shared a couple of instances, and I'm sure there's more, of where hospitals have turned them away, or they have even asked security to come and check out their kids because they believe that they are on drugs, which is not the case at all. And so when you're trying to get your kids medical help, and then there's this trauma on top of that, it is painful as a parent. And like Ron shared, thousands of people have gone through this, not just his kids. It's not just a one-off. This is something that people in the sickle cell community are dealing with. And it's a very painful disease. And it sounds like also that it can affect your life, and just more than just like the blood flow of everything. Does it also keep, it's kind of like immunocompromised?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when the blood cells are shaped like a crescent.
Yeah.
That's why they call it sickle cell.
Mm-hmm.
And they're anemic, so a normal blood cell is round. It usually lasts around 60 days. Their blood cells usually last around 14 days. And then when they get they're sticky, they get clogged in. They can clog in your veins, your arteries, in your brain, anywhere, and they have strokes. I forget what they call it, but like their
Blood
bones.
Oh yeah.
Like it eats away at their bones and their joints, because the bones aren't getting enough. The blood is not flowing, so they don't get enough oxygen, and then the bones start to eat away. And so you'll meet young people that are in their 20s and they had to have a hip replacement because of sickle cell damaged their hips. So I mean, a bunch of things that happen, but it's just all part of the condition. And like I said, just want to bring awareness and be there for them.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you doing this. This is so sweet of you.
Heck yeah. Like, okay. And so everybody, on May 9th is the annual event. This is the second annual Healing with Humor Foundation. Ron, tell us the lineup again. I mean, this is a very sad disease. It's genetic. However, the way that Ron deals with, just life and its issues is with humor. He is a comedian. He's a real life comedian, guys. He's got a show on Prime. I have rented it. I think I found you, Ron, at during the pandemic from Dry Bar Comedy. And it's so crazy because this is what I do. I look up people on Facebook and I'm like, why not be friends with them? Why can't I be friends with funny people? And so you accepted my friend request. I thank you so much because I'm a weirdo like that. But yeah, so Ron, he's got a whole lineup he's going to tell you about in just a second. And if you're near Tampa, go to it. If you want to fly to Tampa because it's cold as hell in Anchorage. Yeah. Ron doesn't say cuss words like Melody does. But
not
also
on stage. Not on stage.
Okay. But also Ron, he's going to bring the show on the road. I'm going to get him to not just the cruises on Alaska, but I'm trying to get him local too. But okay, tell us about your lineup.
May 9th, Side Splitters Comedy Club. Mark Gregory from New York, Dick Gregory's nephew, good friend of mine, hilarious comic. He has a ton of skits on.
Oh, you froze. Or maybe I'm frozen. Maybe I'm the one that's frozen.
The Apollo. He wrote for Damon Wayans.
Oh, wow. Ron's connection, I think. Yeah. But it's May 9th, Side Splitters Comedy Club. I don't know if I put that right. Ron was telling us about the lineup.
We're done again.
He was telling us about the lineup. So hopefully he might be able to come back. And if he does, I will put him back on the screen. But yeah, check out Healing with Humor Foundation. Ron's oldest and youngest children have sickle cell anemia. It is a genetic disease. So he's trying to spread. Oh, there he is. And he's trying to spread awareness. Okay, is this how you spell Side Splitters?
It is. Side Splitters Comedy Club.
Yeah.
My comedic journey. But Mark Gregory, Dick Gregory's nephew. We got Jen Weeks, hilarious comedian out of Jacksonville, Florida. And a Tampa legend. His name is Johnny B. One of my first road gigs I was on the road with Johnny B. And hosting yours truly. It's going to be a good time. Come have fun. Support. If you want to, like I said, if you want to donate something, heating pads, toiletries, crossword puzzles, things like that, that's always good for somebody that's in the hospital. We have a website, healingwithhumorfoundation.org. You can donate there. It's all tax deductible. Just keep us in your prayers. That's
Heck yeah.
Yeah. For real.
When you go to the hospital, Ron, do you always talk with people and get their stories?
Not all the time. I got to be honest. Not all the time. It's one of those things where if they share with me, I'll listen, but I never pry.
Right.
I just never do.
That's a good thing. I just know that you've got a lot of wisdom. I've spent a lot of time in hospitals as well, for different reasons, but with my family. And yeah, like we've gotten to know nurses that were lifesavers,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just so glad you jumped on this. And if you ever want to go live again, also, Ron has a podcast. He's not making any new episodes, but what is your podcast called?
Now we are going to make new episodes. We just been. Okay. It's called Laugh Through. With Laugh Through podcast. Life happens. You got to laugh through it.
I love it.
Me, a good friend, Catherine Maloney, and Marlon Gordon is our producer / DJ. And we got some up on YouTube, and I think you can get it anywhere you get the podcast. It's on Apple and all that kind of stuff. And the other one was called Dysfunctional. Now, Dysfunctional.
Wait. Stop. Wait. Life Through Humor. Is that what it was?
Laugh Through.
Laugh Through. Laugh Through.
Yep. Laugh Through podcast. LAUGH. Laugh Through podcast.
Okay, and then the other one was Dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional. Now Dysfunctional. It was me, my cousin Kofi, and a friend Jelani O.C. Neal, and we would have a topic, we would discuss the topic, and then we would do StreamYard just like this, and then we would let people on to discuss the topic. And yeah, so
I remember that.
Yes, it was pretty dope, but it would get out of hand, and so we're thinking about revamping it, but
I love it.
So it was fun. It was fun.
Whenever you go live, I always want to be a part. Like, I always want to listen to your lives. You're funny. But I do remember you would have guests. It was like a panel. Yeah,
Yes.
that was
Yes.
awesome. You should bring it back.
Okay.
Yes. Now,
If you're gonna listen.
I will. Do you do like dis and then the fun of functional, like
Yes.
capitalize on? Okay,
Yes.
I like that.
And that's
so
definitely
cool.
on my YouTube page. Yeah, and subscribe to my YouTube page.
Well, drop your link and I'll drop it to the comments.
I'm horrible at this. I'm trying to get better.
Okay, Ron. If I go to YouTube, I just have to put you and I'll find your YouTube. Is that correct?
Yeah, you should. It's all on my website. If you go to my website, all those links are there.
Yes. Okay. At ronhortman.com.
Yes. And if you spell it wrong, it still goes to me.
I know that you how you spell your name. Okay, so I do have your okay. So check out Ron's website right here. Okay. I got your website right here. I'm gonna post it in just a second. Here you go. Go ronhortman.com. It's Ron RHN. Do not, but I guess I got your website before you even put it in the chat, dude.
Well, excuse me.
Listen, I can do things, okay? But if
right.
you go to Ron's website, you're gonna find his YouTube, subscribe, like it. You know what? I'm just gonna go, Ron, because to do that, because honestly, don't give people like okay, I can find it right here. Because if you take out any barrier, right? Take out all the barriers. And I'm just going to drop it in the link because it's so easy. Here. So here's Ron's.
Like sipping that wine, huh?
Oh, man. I wish I was right now.
Sipping
or
that
other things.
Wine, gang banging. You forgot?
Ron, there was a terrible song. Actually, it's not. Is it terrible? I mean, it's Smokey Robinson.
It's terrible because it's Smokey Robinson.
Yeah. Yes.
That.
Yes. But he wrote it. He believes in it.
He probably had to write that for part of his sentence from drunk driving or something.
Really? Okay, wait. Smokey Robinson, gang. What is it? Gangster song. Gang banging. I didn't even want to put that. I can't. Okay. I am going to share this link because this is our inside joke. Does anybody else have this inside joke with you? Or is it just me?
You, me, and my friend Shannon.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Shannon.
All right.
But you know what? Though? Another comedian. He did that on his special. I was so mad. He was talking about that song, but it was hilarious. Hilarious.
And you knew it before he did, right?
I can't confirm or deny. I can't, but he's a lot more famous than me, so I'll never win anyway.
Yeah. This is a ridiculous song. I dropped it in the comments. You will laugh or maybe not. Maybe you'll just cringe and feel awkward. But Ron and I like to laugh about it.
Oh, it's hilarious. It is hilarious.
It is hilarious. And it's so wrong.
It is hilarious. You know what? I want to ask you, what grade do you teach?
Okay. Great question. I have right now, I am teaching.
You sound like you're about to lie.
No, I'm like, I was going to try to find a banner. I have these banners and I was like, I was going to put my education background because I like to do stuff like that, but I don't care about all that. No, well, I think I did. I think I edited it. So hold on. Okay. So yeah, I'll do it. Yeah. Melodies, edu background. So yeah, so easy. Thanks.
Why are you doing that? I just want you to know, guess what Ron wanted to be?
A teacher?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Listen, Ron, you can still be a teacher. We need as many people as we can. There's a shortage everywhere, including Florida.
I think that ship has sailed.
Also, Ron, I heard in Florida they're pretty much hiring anybody to be a teacher. So listen, Ron.
Well, that's because they're taking all the stuff out the books, so it's really not.
Whew, it's crazy. Okay. this year I teach second and third grade. I do a second and third grade combo, but I mostly focus on third. I do the second and third math, but my kids, my second graders, do get to go to another teacher for ELA, so that works out better. I know some teachers doing combo classes do the whole ELA. I don't know how I would do that, but I probably will have to do that next year, so I better learn. But I have taught grades, public school grades, first through eighth. And I've substituted grades pre-K through 12th grade. And I absolutely love every single minute that I'm in the classroom with kids. And I was telling one of the teachers today when I was putting stuff on my bulletin board outside of our classroom. And we're just, I have really good classroom management. I love my kids and they know I love them and they work hard for me and it's amazing. And I don't take that for granted, but I also work hard. I bring my A game every single day. I told, maybe it was the substitute teacher, he just graduated with history. His Aiden, if you're watching, give him a shout out. I've adopted him as my nephew and I'm trying to get him. He wants to be a pilot, but I'm like, you could be a pilot and a teacher. And I was telling him and another teacher, I walk into every single classroom with the confidence that I'm going to make a difference in this classroom, that these kids are going to take me seriously. And it works. I mean, sure, I've encountered, disrespect and everything like that. But for the most part, my years in public education have been phenomenal. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. So, yep.
So you love what you do?
I do. I've taken some years, like, when we moved to Alaska, I started homeschooling the kids, and then the pandemic came the year after. So I went ahead. I was actually getting ready to update my resume and get back into public school, but my husband had just had quadruple bypass, heart surgery, and I was like, we're not going to bring COVID to us. 5 kids in the system, forget it. It's like a death sentence at this point. So I went ahead and kept homeschooling, and through that, I started. I worked for an education publishing company, and that's how I published my I'm Sorry story. I started working for like different educators who have small businesses and just started working through different things like that. And then I started working for an ed tech company and I traveled all over the United States and I kind of did like their booths at different conferences. And then I would present on their behalf at educator conferences, at sessions. And it was really, I did that for a couple of years. And then I came back. There's such a shortage here at my kids' own school. There was a huge shortage. So I went ahead and started subbing and then I got sucked right back in because I thought, I love this. And why not? These are the people that need me. And then I also am a director of an organization for ed tech in Alaska, which is kind of affiliated with different ed tech institutions across the country. And I'm really proud of the work I do, but it doesn't pay that much. So, I mean, I couldn't support my family on that. So I do work 2 jobs. And for a big part of the year, it gets really, really, really insane. So, yeah. But, living in Alaska is expensive. I'm sure living in Tampa is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we do what we do. Yeah.
So you're teaching and you love it. Do you think you're orthodox or unorthodox when it comes to your teaching style?
I am so unorthodox. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
So
I'm ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now I like to ask people this all the time. So, you're the teacher. Can you think of a time where you learned something from one of the kids?
Every single day.
Really?
Every single day. Listen, if you're not in touch with your students are your best resource. If you want to learn how to effectively deliver a lesson, then you've got to know your students. You have to know what matters to them. And the only reason that I learn every day. I learn from other teachers. I learn from my students. And if I wasn't, I don't know how I would continue to do this job. A lot of teachers out there, and no shade to them because they're great educators, they love teaching content, like whether it's history, whether it's marketing, music, orchestra, they love what they're teaching, right? I have always maintained that I teach students. I love my students. I could walk into any classroom as a substitute teacher and I may not know all the content, but I guarantee you that I'll figure it out really fast and I'll be able to have, I learn students' names very quickly, which is crazy because I am perimenopausal and I don't remember much anymore. However, I learn students very quickly because they smell fear. I don't care. They're like sharks in blood. They smell fear. they know, they can sense naivety, like,
Yeah.
they're good. But I do learn from my students, and I don't know how you can be effective if you don't learn from your students. And I want to say, I love it when my students share stories about home. That's so fun, learning about the home life of my Nothing is sacred. Nothing is sacred. I will tell you again, we end every single day in my classroom. We might have missed one or two times. We sing Lean on Me by Mr. Bill Withers at the end of our day. And no matter if I'm irritated with them, if they're irritated with me, it doesn't matter. We spend that 5 minutes, we sing together, and we do this like slap clapping to it as well. And like it's the way, and usually even if I'm irritated or they are, that song will bring us back together. I call it my sacred time. Don't talk, you have to sing. Don't talk, you have to sing. This is our sacred time. People try to come in the door. No, this is our sacred time. This is how we end our day. And it works. And I told them sometimes, and they're like, oh my gosh, we've done this every day. And I'm like, I know you guys, you think that this is crazy that Miss Melody makes you sing this every day. I was like, but one day you're going to be out of this classroom and you're going to look back and you're going to remember this forever.
Yep.
I guarantee you. I remember it forever. When Bill Withers passed, I had former students reaching out to me because, it was big to us,
Yeah. Wow.
But,
that's big.
Yeah, it is. And I want to tell you can I tell you one story, Ron?
Yeah.
So the first time that I ever presented at this conference called ISTE, it stands for International Society of Technology and Education. It was the last day of the conference. It was around lunchtime, and usually nobody will show up to those sessions because why would they? Everybody's flying out. I probably had at one point 100 people in this this ballroom listening, and it was my first time presenting to that big of a crowd. And I'm kind of just very new in all of this and trying to not be super nervous and going through like the social emotional aspect. This company called Flocabulary, they had paid for me to do this in Nearpod. And so I was using their platform to present, and it's based on music. And so I told them, we sing Lean on Me. And by the end of this presentation, you're going to sing this song with me. And I didn't even know if I had the courage to sing it in front of all these adults. But at the very end, I turned the song on, and it still chokes me up. We all sang that song together, adults, like it just, and it was like we were best friends before we all left, and then later that day or that evening, or maybe it was the next day when I was going home, and this was in Philadelphia, I believe. I think this was in Philadelphia. And somebody saw me on the plane and they're like, oh my God, I was at your session yesterday, and it was like, yeah. And the thing about it is, like, people remember that song and how that song makes people feel connected to the rest of the world. When you're talking about your foundation and sickle cell anemia and bringing people together, because people need to feel, number one, like they belong and like their existence matters.
Yes. Lean
on Me is a powerful song. And I have sang at karaoke the last 2 times I've karaoke'd. And one of them was a comedy show beforehand. And then we came upstairs and did karaoke. And, it's a huge, it's a bar, maybe not huge, but it's a pretty big bar. And there's billiards over here. When I sang Lean on Me, every single person in that place sang with me. The people playing the pool, they came, they sang. Everybody in the crowd, they sang. The people in the bar, they sang. Because that is the song. This is song of our millennium. I just, yeah.
You're gonna be the Lean on Me lady.
That's what I said on Friday night when I went up. I said, listen, you can call me Miss Melody. You can call me Miss McAllister if you're nasty, but one day, I want to be known in these parts as the Lean on Me lady. The Lean on Me lady. That's what I want to be known as.
The Lean on Me lady. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. We laugh a lot in my classroom. Every single kid that comes, no matter what happened the day before, they come with a clean slate. I give kids chances over and over and over. I don't hate kids ever. Like, usually their behavior issues are speaking of something that's going on. I wish I could say that I've helped every single kid that's ever been. I feel like this year, maybe it's been a little challenging in that area, but I've never stopped trying. Public school teachers, we don't get to choose who comes into our class. We take every single kid. And even with some of the stuff we've dealt with, I would take every single kid over again. Like, they've taught me something. And I get better every year because of what I learned from my students, hands down.
Be real with me. Be honest.
Yeah.
What do you do when you just don't like a kid? Like, how do you treat that situation?
I cannot think of one time that I have ever not liked a kid.
Never? No,
like today I had a kid that was being really disrespectful, and I'd had it up to here. And I did call parents and we talked, but I said to this kid, I'm like, that I'm always looking for ways to make school positive for you. Like, I don't want you to have a negative experience only with school, but there is a limit to what I will tolerate. And that limit is gone. And, I develop a relationship with my students and their parents. I serve my students and their parents, their families. And I tell my kids when they hurt each other's feelings, like, listen, when you go home and you're hurting somebody, or they go home and they tell their parents, so-and-so said this, so-and-so did this. And it guts you as a parent to know that your kid went to school and was made fun of, hurt feelings. You're not just calling them names, you're calling their family names and everybody who loves them and is connected. And like that, that shit doesn't fly with me. I don't.
Look at you.
Yeah. Like, we're all connected. My biggest fear is showing up to school one day and not coming home, or my kids showing up to school and not coming home. And I take that very seriously. Like, if I have to put my life on the line for these kids, I hope they know that I love them. I didn't become a teacher so that I could be, on the front lines, but I would, I think about stuff like that all the time. We're trained to think about that. Man, I'm telling you, school teachers, public school teachers, we get such a bad rap, Ron. People say such terrible things about us, but I promise you that most of us are doing our damnedest every single day. And yeah, like I feel like I'm amongst some of the greatest people to ever have walked this earth.
Absolutely, yeah. Teachers are you're there more than the parents, to be honest, and you're so influential that the kids don't even realize it yet, but you're planting seeds that are going to sprout at another time. Now, you just scared me a little bit. You made it sound like you were going off to war.
It feels like that sometimes.
Like, wow, that's why I can't be a teacher, because I would have told that boy, like, hey, listen, I'm looking for a way that I could punch you without getting in trouble. Figure it out. I'm going to do it. But God bless y'all, man. Teachers are the most important. Y'all important.
We are important.
Essential.
We are essential.
Not just important. Yeah.
Thank you.
We really are.
We are. I will tell you that it's not like I'm not cussing in my head sometimes. Like,
you better be.
I'm cussing in my head. I've cussed out loud. I've had to tell parents, like, I'm sorry, but I said the F word today. This is not a regular thing. It just happened. But I tell on myself, I'll tell my boss, hey, some stuff slipped, because I would rather, like, if I'm going to get in trouble, I want to be proactive about it. And the F word was actually, or maybe it was the S word. It wasn't the F word. I'm sorry. It was, there's a song came on my playlist that had the F word in it earlier this year. And I was like, I ran to because I have a playlist, but not anything that is inappropriate. But this song, I must have said something to Siri, and she must have thought I said something, and a song that I didn't know, had never heard. It said the F word. And I told my boss, I emailed the parents, and I said, listen, I understand if you're upset, please talk to me. Nobody said. 2 people emailed back and said, I'm sure my kids have heard worse.
Yeah. Oh, we listen to that at home anyway.
Yeah. I have kids that cuss. I cuss. I don't really care about cussing as long as they're not telling me to go F myself. I talk about what's appropriate at school. I tell them I love to cuss, but at school, this is not the appropriate time. Let's learn. I tell my kids, if you're going to cuss, just know that your friends' parents aren't going to want you to come over and play with them. So, that's on you. If you decide to do that, I learned cuss words on the school bus every day. Like, I learned about sex on the school bus. I mean, like,
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
exposed to this. I try not to get offended about dumb stuff. And cussing is one of those things I don't care.
The kids cuss. They
Yeah.
cuss. I I always say if your kids eating flaming hot Cheetos, they cussing a lot. They cuss a whole lot. If they can eat flaming hot Cheetos, the repertoire cussing is top tier on the school bus. Like you trapped on that bus, it was a different world. That's
Yeah.
how
Oh my gosh.
that's how I learned how to be funny.
That's
It's like
true.
a cage. It's like a cage match. And oh my, you got to come with it. You have to.
I want to give a shout out to all the Bus 16 kids. All of the Bus 16. I was on Bus 16 from like most of my childhood. If you were on Bus 16 in St. Joseph, Missouri, you taught me a lot about life.
Woo! Woo! That's the bus ride. Did y'all play hands on seat?
Oh, no, I don't think we played that. Tell me what's hands on seat.
So we played this game that if you're on the school bus and you got the seat in front of you, put your hands on the seat in front of you, like the back of the seat in front of you. So if you had your hands on that seat and you're not paying attention, somebody would take a book and swat. It was so many fights. Oh my, yes. Hands on the seat. It was so many fights. So yes.
Oh, holy moly.
Yeah, it used to go down. Yeah. I remember the bus driver pulled the bus over and stopped the bus and called the police because somebody was hitting the bus driver in the back of the head with jelly beans. And nobody would tell who it was. And he called the police.
Okay.
The bus ride was something else. Yeah.
I believe it. True story. I thought I was really bad. And I got to sit in the very back seat. You know the little two-seater?
Yeah. Yeah.
So my siblings were older. My siblings, Faith and Josh, and they were cool. And I would get to sit in the back of the bus with them. And so I decided one day to flip off the bus driver and just from the back and everything. And he didn't.
In the mirror.
I don't think that he saw it, but somebody told on me. So I got a pink slip.
Ooh,
did you get pink slip? I got a pink slip. Yeah. I had to sit in the front of the bus for like a week. Who wants to sit in the front of the bus?
Oh my God. And then
you want to sit in the back of the bus.
We would get written up. And if you got written up, you couldn't ride the bus.
It's true.
Like 3 days or 5 days. And that meant your parents had to take you to school. So
it was like 3 pink slips. I think after your 3rd pink slip, that's what happened. So that was my only pink slip. It turns out my own kids, and gosh, I raised them in the church. My oldest was baptized, right? It turns out when my middle child was in kindergarten, when we were still living in Texas, every time she saw her brother and sister, and she's in kindergarten, she was so sweet. You would never know to look at her that she flipped her siblings off every time she saw them in the hallway. She'd stick out her middle finger. Every time.
Oh, sibling love.
I said, Leela, that stuff's on camera. Like, it's like, it's crazy. I do. I love being a teacher. I want to give a shout out to all the teachers. I'm trying to be America's favorite teacher. However, not because I think I'm the very best teacher. I just want to win. Bill Nye coming to Anchorage to my school, having an amazing assembly. And there's $25,000 on the line. And Ron, you know this as much as I do. We've got medical debt out of the wazoo.
Yeah.
I would love to just have some money to throw at that. Honestly.
What number are you right now?
I was number 1 in my first group, like for most of my time. Right now, am I 5th or do I need to refresh? Oh my gosh, I've gone up in votes. I was 7th earlier today and now I'm 5th. Yesterday, I was briefly 2nd, but here in the quarterfinals, Ron, these are all the people like me that have been working their communities, right? Working. And so I'm not against people that are afraid to beg for votes. I have to be number 1 in 8 days by the time this is over to move on to the next round. Yep. And
we got 8 days.
These are people that are begging and their communities behind them as much or as more as mine. So that's why I'm on. And the thing about it, Ron, some people have actually paid for votes for me. Like my friend Matt, I mean, just, and my friend, Dr. Eileen, my husband, one of my parents, my students' parents, like these people have been like purchasing, which I can't believe. That just makes me cry sometimes, but they believe in me. So I'm going to keep going until they tell me to stop or until I win. I'm not quitting.
We believe in you. You got my vote.
Thank you.
Everybody that I know, yeah, definitely.
And you can vote every day.
Okay, every day we're gonna vote. We got 8 days. We're gonna vote for Miss Melody for America's favorite teacher.
Yep.
You know, we need to call the news. Let's call the news. Call the news in Anchorage.
Oh my God, I need to tell you another story really quick. I know you got to go. You're like, oh my gosh. No. So last week I sent my link to the district, the people that run the socials, and I sent it to them and they were happy. They put it on the socials, and to see my district, they just said, hey, here's an opportunity to serve a local teacher. Well, this other teacher, Dana, got onto this the Facebook she said, it's so unprofessional for you to endorse a teacher in our district. One teacher, number one, they weren't endorsing me. Okay. Well, this lady, she said she wrote to the superintendent and they had to take my thing down.
Dana's a hater.
She's a hater. I'm like, I feel sorry for her kids. But Dana, I want to win in spite of you. Dana.
Is she in Alaska too?
She is. She works in my district.
Snowballs. We need everybody get a snowball and hit Dana with a snowball. Not in the face, but she need a snowball because that was a hater move. Was she in the contest?
No.
So why would she even care?
I know. Why would you bring somebody down? They weren't asking people to pay for votes. It's a free vote. It was so strange. And she did it to multiple things. And she was like, she spent hours of her time going to people that had shared the post to let them know it was unprofessional. Because of course it comes back to me. It was so strange. And I thought, this teacher has no joy in her life if she will spend hours of her life to bring another educator down. That was not something that I would ever do.
If you win, it's a reflection of her because y'all from the same district. She's a hater. I'm sorry.
She's a hater. She's got no joy. I bet she just, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was thinking. That's not right.
I agree though. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Who does that?
Is she a cat lady? She probably is.
She probably is. But I love cats. I love cats. No shade on the cats.
I'm not a fan. You know what my cat did? It's not my cat. It lives here because of my wife. The cat, I told her she would let the cat out, and in Florida we got these little bitty lizards, right? He always grab a lizard and he always brings it in and plays it. I'm like, all right, he gonna like to bring stuff in the house. You better stop letting him do that. How come about 2 weeks ago he's standing at the sliding screen door with a snake? The snake is moving and he's just standing there with the snake trying to get in the house with the snake. Yes, that's why I don't like cats.
Okay.
Try to bring a snake in the house.
That would be gross too. My cats also like to go out and bring us treasures. That's what they call them.
See?
But listen, Ron, there are these little, they're not field mice. They're called
voles.
Voles. Thank you. And we have an old house.
I used to be an exterminator.
Right. We are vole free because of our cats. We are vole free.
Yeah.
When we first moved here, I hate mice. We don't have any voles. Now they do sometimes kill birds, which is terrible. And I hate that.
Yes.
And also, Ron, we don't have snakes in Alaska, natives. You know what I mean? People might buy them and bring them here, but
no snakes in Alaska?
We have no snakes here that are like living in the wild. I mean, they won't last. They're cold-blooded creatures.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So
I think it's wrong to bring creatures like that to Alaska because if they were to escape, they would have no chance of survival. I mean, it would be painful.
In Florida, when people get pet snakes and they let them go, they just keep producing. They got a problem in Miami now with big pythons.
Yep. But we talked about it for Earth Day. Also, one of the first times I was in Florida, it froze and like the lizards fell out of the trees. Was it iguanas that fell out of the trees?
Iguanas. Yep.
Yeah,
Iguanas. Yep.
it was crazy.
Yep. So
Yeah.
you're not from Alaska? You from
No,
Missouri?
I'm originally from Missouri, right outside of Kansas City, called St. Joseph, Missouri. I moved to Texas when I was 21, right after I turned 21, and I went to school like in Oklahoma, but it was right over the border of Texas and Oklahoma. So I lived in both states at some point during college. And I started teaching in a little rural area in Texas for the first 3 years, started dating my husband. So my fourth through like however ever many years, I helped open one of the biggest schools in Garland, Texas, one of the biggest elementary schools anyway, in 2007. I was the only fifth grade teacher at the time when we first opened. We were itty bitty. And I lived in that community for years. I lived 2 miles from it. That's how I learned how to be open-minded to people with different backgrounds, different religions, different experiences. It really taught me how to be an effective educator. It really broke down the prejudices and that I had learned from, my life and my kids. We were some of the few white people in the community. So my kids only knew what it was like to live in a diverse area. So that was pretty amazing. It was the 180 from how I grew up. In 2017, I'm going to choke up when I say this. I got a letter in the summertime. In 2017, the local chapter, the NAACP, unanimously voted me as Educator of the Year.
What?
And I looked at my husband and I was like, do they know that I'm white? I was like, and they did. It was a humbling experience. It probably changed me for the rest of my life in such a good way. And I've wanted to be that Educator of the Year for the rest. Like I just
Wow.
It really did something for me. Like I want to just make the people that love me and support me proud. I want to make all my students proud, and their families proud. Like I want that, I want to build a community. I'm a community builder, and I want to make every school that I work at proud. And
that's why you should be America's favorite teacher. That right there. Right there. I am proud to say I know you. Seriously.
Thank you. Same for you. I know we got to get going. I want to just say, go to the ticker at the bottom, the Healing with Humor foundation.org. This is Ron's foundation. He started, especially 2 of his children have sickle cell anemia, and he's bringing awareness and money and just all the laughter. Ron is one of the funniest people I've ever known in my life. I'm trying to get him to Coots in Anchorage.
I'm coming.
Yeah, and I hope so.
We're gonna make it happen.
Yes, and also he's going to be at the cruises on the Alaskan cruises.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think in August and September, I think.
Sounds good. You can check out his website. I dropped it in there, and find his YouTube. He's got hysterical things. I've rented his video on Prime. He is so funny, and you don't have to keep your kids out because he doesn't cuss and he doesn't talk about disgusting things. He seriously has made me cry laughing. I love your jokes, Ron. You're just so funny.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it is an honor, privilege. I'm proud to know you. I will be voting again for America's favorite teacher. Make sure you
every day.
The link.
I'm gonna tag
you
on
my page so I can tag it and do it. I'm gonna vote every day, and we're gonna get you to that #1 spot so you can get that 25,000.
Woo! And bring Bill Nye to my school. Yeah.
Bill, the science guy?
Yes, Bill Nye. If I win, I get to bring him. We'll have an assembly at my elementary school.
What? Yeah, we got to meet Bill Nye, the science guy.
Yes. Thank you for your support. I'm gonna end the stream, but don't stay on for just a second, okay? Everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you.